Canada Homestay Network has helped tens of thousands of students find a home away from home in Canada. They recruit and support host families who are interested in providing a healthy, caring environment for students to live and learn in. There is an urgent need for host families here in Kingston. Joining me today is Gunjan Sinha from the Canada Homestay Network to tell us more about this opportunity. Gunjan, I want to ask you, what is a homestay?
A homestay is basically a cost-effective form of accommodation wherein a host family, which is essentially a Canadian family from any part of Canada, is going to open up their home and provide a room to a student. But it's not just renting that room really, it's also kind of bringing them into their family, and of course the meals will be as per the what the student chooses, you know, the meal plan they choose, but really introducing them to the community, the lifestyle, the place where they live, and integrating them, you know, in it all. So homestay is where you have a home and you're staying there literally, but it's also giving you a window into Canadian life through that, not just, you know, where you're a student coming in for education. And from the host point of view, it's really bringing the world to your doorstep. So Canada Homestay Network has been around for 30 years now, and we are there from coast to coast, from Victoria, BC to Halifax in Nova Scotia. We are a not-for-profit organization, and we have students, hundreds and thousands of students coming from 130 countries, and school partnerships across Canada, and host families who are our network across Canada.
How do you recruit host families?
Across the country, wherever we have school partnerships and we are in need for host families in those areas, we reach out to local communities, churches, other religious organizations, libraries, community centers, etc. And through them, we find out interested families. Normally, we see a lot of families with young children because they want to give that exposure to their children, being in their hometown and their home itself. And sometimes they are empty nesters. They just do it for the cultural exchange as well as the company. So any family that is interested can you know, come to our website, which is the yihost.ca, find out more, find out if it suits their lifestyle as well as you know, their values, and well, they can be part of homestay.
So how does a student, an international student, hear about homestay?
We actually host across 130 countries, and we've been doing that for 30 years. So right now we have a very strong network. So they can hear either from schools. So when they apply to their particular school, the school will give them options of stays, either within the campus, outside the campus, and in outside the campus options, homestay will come as an option. So either they will hear from the school, some countries they can even hear from agents and big agencies who are operating, and of course online.
So what are the benefits to a student coming to homestay in Kingston?
I think there are tremendous benefits there, because right from the moment that you have like stepped overseas and you've landed at a foreign airport, there is this welcoming local family who come to pick you up and then take you to a familiar kind of a home environment, which always, you know, resounds with you, because families across the globe, you know, they feel like families. So instead of just a room or a shared room, here you have a private room, you have private storage space, a space dedicated to study, and a family who's there to integrate you into their community, into their culture, help you with banking, healthcare, navigating, you know, everything which is new. So other than your school, which is helping you with education, here is a family that is integrating you into a new life. That moment that you step out of the plane, the struggles are real, because this is not a familiar country, not a familiar environment, and other than having to concentrate on education, you just have so many things to take care of. So, you know, just having that, I would say, in between person, a family taking care of you like a loved one, just makes it so much easier.
And if a family, a host family, decides to have someone come to their home, do they need to know language? Do they need to understand culture before that student is placed? Are there barriers that host families need to know about to be able to accommodate students?
Absolutely, I would say not barriers, but supports are definitely needed, because you are opening up your most intimate space to someone who you don't know, right? Or coming from a culture that you're not aware of. So how we go about it is, first step, whyihost.ca is our website. It's very informative, and it'll just take you step by step through how you register and the steps that you need to take, and then you'll be connected to a local person in your community, town, city, etc., who will be able to give you all the information which are specific to your location. And then what happens is we completely handhold you through the process. Yes, there are rigorous checks, because we have to do our due diligence. We are placing a young person in somebody's home, so we do expect like documentation, police checks, etc. But just to reassure you, we are doing the same for the student also, just so that you feel that safety and security in opening up your home. And then there is that complete hand-holding while the student is staying with you. There is 24/7, 365 support. So there is a dedicated relationship manager who is going to have be the mediator if there's any conversations required, if there's anything, which needs to be kind of better understood. We also provide training before the student is here, and the support which continues after. And again, this is both sides, just so that the integration is better.
What sorts of training? Go into a little bit more about the training that a host would have specifically in order to make a student feel welcome.
So in Kingston and every community really across Canada, you would first have to go through 2 or 3 host courses. These are already pre-recorded video courses, which is the first step to kind of make you understand what is homestay, what are the expectations, how does it work, and some of our experienced hosts themselves will be talking to you and letting you know how things work in those videos. Thereafter, every year, at least twice, if not more times, we have some live sessions. Some of them are optional as virtual. At least once a year, we make sure we are meeting our hosts in person, just so you know that human touch, really, and understanding what challenges are they facing or what are their success stories, just to be able to even share among the host families, because that becomes a community in itself.
So how does someone become a host? How does that work?
So I think it's super easy. All you need to do is log on to whyihost.ca and register now, go through the steps, and you will, at each point, you'll have a representative from our company helping you till you reach your local expert. Your local expert will then onboard you. The onboarding process is meeting in person with the whole family, and it's really a long conversation the way we are having right now in their living room, making them understand really what they are committing to. And at this point in Kingston, we have a fabulous opportunity because we have short-term university students coming this summer. So even if people are on the fence or wondering, I don't know, I'm not that sure, right now would be fantastic to try it out, because it's just going to be, say, a month-long visit by an international student. Within a month, you would understand if it suits your lifestyle, if it suits your family. If you're still interested, if you have a good experience, you can continue for longer terms in the fall and winter. There are opportunities, but I think at this moment, there are wonderful short-term opportunities too.
And so is there a real need to have host families in Kingston right now?
Absolutely. We have so much demand from international students, especially I would say post the pandemic. More and more students have realized they want that human touch. The world is turning virtual, but people are looking for human connections. So they really want to come and stay with a Canadian family and get that overall experience, not just the education. So we have so many of them coming that we really want to reach out to all the lovely families through your network and welcome them aboard. Try it. We have had so many warm stories of how it has changed people's lives.
Thank you very much for joining us today and sharing the information about Canada Homestay Network.
Thank you so much.